Is the next war closer than you think? In the recent months, North Korea has been making headlines, and not for the reasons we might hope. Their leader, Kim Jong-un, has been busy overseeing tests for a new rocket. But this is not just any rocket. This one has a range of 40 to 60 kilometers, making the bustling city of Seoul a potential target. The strategic importance of this new rocket cannot be overstated. It's not merely an addition to North Korea's artillery force, but a possible game-changer in the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine. The rocket, despite its lower quality, could be sold to Russia, strengthening their arsenal and tipping the scales in their favor. This is not mere speculation. There have been reports of North Korea supplying weapons to Russia in exchange for aid. This raises questions about the future of global politics and the balance of power. The United States has approved a $61 billion aid package to Ukraine. But with elections on the horizon, future assistance is uncertain. This uncertainty is a breeding ground for tension and escalation, as it leaves Ukraine vulnerable to the threats it faces. These recent developments have put the world on high alert. North Korea's actions, once seen as isolated and primarily a threat to its immediate neighbors, are now being viewed in a broader global context. The new rocket is not just a weapon, but a symbol of the shifting dynamics and alliances in our world. We find ourselves in a delicate balance, where a single misstep could lead to a cascade of events no one wants to imagine. North Korea's actions have reminded us that the specter of war is never too far away, lurking in the shadows of international politics. As a result, the world is watching North Korea's actions with wary anticipation. The echoes of past conflicts still resound today. In the deep, chilling winter of January 1968, the Korean peninsula was shaken by an event that escalated tensions to an unprecedented level. North Korean special forces attempted a daring and deadly mission: the assassination of South Korean President Park Chung-hee. The target was the Blue House in Seoul, the very heart of South Korea's government. A brutal raid ensued, as the commandos were discovered before they could reach their target. What followed was a violent shootout with South Korean forces, the echoes of which still reverberate today. The majority of the infiltrators met their end in Seoul or were captured, with only one managing to escape back to North Korea. The toll was heavy. 68 South Koreans and 3 American soldiers lost their lives in this failed assassination attempt. Despite North Korea's denial of involvement, this event served to highlight the increasing tension on the Korean peninsula. The echoes of this tragedy still ring out today, serving as a grim reminder of the threats posed by North Korea. Fast forward to the present day, and the threats have evolved but not diminished. North Korea now flexes its muscles through drone incursions and missile tests. The intent remains the same: to intimidate and threaten. The tools may have changed, but the echoes from the past remind us that the underlying tensions remain the same. Despite the passage of time, the threats from North Korea remain as real and imminent as ever. In the midst of tension, North Korea continues to push boundaries. The Asian nation has been making headlines recently with their bold decision to attempt another satellite launch. This move is particularly notable as it comes on the heels of a failed satellite launch attempt in May. North Korea's persistence has not gone unnoticed. The nation's plans have drawn sharp criticism, particularly from the United States, Japan, and South Korea. These nations have been conducting joint military drills, a move that North Korea has openly criticized. Furthermore, a recent meeting between the leaders of these nations has added fuel to the fire. This meeting resulted in plans to counter North Korean threats through information sharing and joint military training. However, North Korea remains undeterred. The country's leaders have defended their satellite launches, claiming they are for civilian purposes. This is a contentious point, as the United Nations has prohibited North Korea from conducting ballistic missile tests. These satellite launches, many argue, are a thinly veiled attempt by North Korea to enhance its missile capabilities. The satellite launch is more than just a technological feat. It carries significant implications for North Korea's military prowess. If successful, it could provide the nation with valuable data and experience that could be used to advance its missile technology. Despite international prohibitions, North Korea persists in enhancing its missile capabilities. Their determination to push the envelope, despite the risks and international disapproval, underscores the volatile nature of the current situation. As we watch these events unfold, it's clear that the stakes are high and the world is watching closely. The world is not standing idly by. As North Korea flexes its military muscles, other nations are responding with measures of their own. The United States, Japan, and South Korea are leading the charge, increasing their joint military training and bolstering information-sharing tactics to counter potential threats. This is not a knee-jerk reaction, but rather a strategic move born out of necessity. The US has been a long-standing ally of South Korea, providing aid and military support in the face of North Korean aggression. Japan, too, finds itself within striking distance of North Korean rockets, making the threat all too real. Together, these nations are working tirelessly to ensure they are ready should the unthinkable happen. In the midst of this, the US government has also approved a substantial aid package to Ukraine, totaling $61 billion. This move, however, has raised eyebrows across the globe. With the US elections on the horizon, the future of this assistance remains uncertain. Will the next administration continue to support Ukraine in its struggle against Russia, especially with the potential threat of North Korean weaponry entering the equation? South Korea is not just sitting on the sidelines either. They are actively participating in joint military drills with the US and working on strengthening ties with Japan. This tripartite alliance is a strong message to North Korea, a message of unity and defiance. The world is on edge. Nations are preparing, strategizing, and ensuring their defenses are as robust as possible. The ripples of North Korea's actions are being felt far and wide, prompting a global response that is both measured and decisive. Yet amid all this, there is a glimmer of hope. Hope that diplomacy will prevail over aggression, that peace will triumph over war. Hope that the world can navigate this tense situation without resorting to conflict. In the face of North Korea's escalating threats, the world is preparing for the worst while hoping for the best. The stakes are higher than ever. The recent actions of North Korea, from their missile tests to their satellite launches, have sent ripples of concern across the globe. As we delve into the implications, it's important to remember that the potential for conflict isn't just about military maneuvers and political posturing. It's about people, their safety, and their future. Consider the impact on the citizens of North and South Korea. For those in the North, the continued emphasis on military might is coming at a significant cost. Resources that could be used to improve living conditions are being funneled into weapons development, perpetuating a cycle of hardship and scarcity. For the people of South Korea, the threat is even more immediate. Seoul, a vibrant city home to millions, lies within striking distance of North Korea's artillery. The testing of a new rocket that could target the city brings the specter of conflict uncomfortably close. But the implications stretch beyond the Korean peninsula. The global community is on edge. North Korea's actions could destabilize an already tense geopolitical landscape. Nations are being forced to decide where they stand, potentially forging new alliances or deepening existing divides. The possibility of North Korea selling weapons to other nations like Russia adds another layer of complexity. This could not only prolong and intensify conflicts elsewhere, but also establish North Korea as a key player in the international arms trade. Moreover, the potential for a humanitarian crisis is real. If conflict erupts, the resulting displacement, destruction, and loss of life would be immense. The world would need to respond, but the question remains, are we prepared? In these uncertain times, the world can only watch, wait, and prepare.